What's up, doers? It's your boy Happy Chappy. On this episode, we're going to show you how to build a villager curing station. This unit here is capable of taking villagers and turning them into zombies, which are then curable by pressing some buttons, and then you can send them off to wherever you need them to go. So the items that you're going to need for this build are pretty simple. You're going to need at least 32 builder blocks, 16 pieces of glass, 8 redstone dust, 3 trapdoors, 1 sticky piston, 2 dispensers, 4 slabs, 2 buttons. They can be the same buttons if you want to. I'm just using different colors for different blocks, as you can see. 1 activator rail, 1 detector rail, some powered rails and regular rails, a lever, a name tag, or obviously you can try to get the zombie to carry an item or catch an item when you throw it to him. 12 redstone torches, about 12 redstone torches anyways. This is to power all the rails, and then we need 1 for the system up there. A bunch of mine carts, some splash potions of weakness, and then alternatively, if you're going to build this thing, which we're going to do really quickly, you will need 1 sticky piston, 3 planks, 3 redstone dust, 1 redstone torch, 2 tripwires, 1 string, a button, a dispenser, 6 hoppers, a piece of sand, and a piece of cactus. So the first thing you are going to do on this build is basically build out a little area there where the zombie is going to go. Then you're going to place a trap door on the inside so that it opens up to the outside with a little space for him to stand in. Then you're going to make this here 4 blocks high. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And on the 4th block at the top, we're going to place a piston. We're going to come to the inside, place another trap door, and then open it. Open this one as well, and then when this piston extends, it will close down in that area there. Okay, now it's time for you to get your zombie in place. You can either do that before you get the piston in and just drop him down, or you can just kind of try to maybe break out the back walls and then lure the zombie in place or push him in place, whichever way, but you got to get a zombie in here. Okay, once your zombie is in place and he is either name tagged or holding an item, what you want to do is place down a block right there on the block below the piston here, and then on top of that block you're going to place a piece of redstone, and then this is where you're going to place your lever. As you can see, it is used to extend the trap door so that the zombie no longer has any vision. So what you're going to do is you're going to put a block with a dispenser on top of it facing the inside here, and then you're going to dig out the ground here and place another dispenser. Then you're going to dig out this piece of grass here that is just off the corner of the dispenser there. You're going to place a piece of redstone with a block on top of it, and then this is where your first button is going to go. As you can hear, when we press the button, the dispenser does fire. Okay, once you have that all done, what you're going to do is fill this here with mine carts, and then place down 3 powered rails. You're going to have to shift click in order to get it over the dispenser, and then 3 regular rails down. Okay, once you have that all done, what you can do is place your next button on your dispenser here that is up top, and fill this one full of your potions of weakness. Next, you're going to place a block up top here with a slab just on the outside, leaving a gap in the middle and a trapdoor on the bottom of that slab there. Okay, this hole here is where the villager is going to fall into, and we're going to turn him into a zombie. So this is where we're going to place down our chest that is used to hold all of your workstations if you want to, as well as some emeralds and some other things in order to lock the trades of the villagers. We're going to build up on top of the piston here 4 blocks. Okay, and then come out 1 block. Okay, and what that is going to do is that is going to protect the villager when he turns into a zombie from burning because of the daylight here. What we're going to do is we're going to build the rail system. So what we're going to do is right from the corner here, we're going to build down 4 blocks. so that we can get to ground level here. And on this side here, we're going to come out 2, down 1, down another 1, over 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and then down to the ground here. Doesn't matter if you do 1 or 2, it's up to you. Okay, then we're going to take our powered rails, our regular rails, our activator rail, and our detector rail, and we're going to place our activator rail here with a temporary rail in the middle there with the detector rail on that side. We're then going to remove the middle rail here because it's going to break anyways once the piston activates, I should say. Then what we're going to do is run our power rails down to the ground here, probably 1 or 2, extend it out 1 or 2. Then we're going to dig out underneath the powered rail and place down our redstone torch, and that's going to power everything here. Okay, we can then fill this back in. Then we're going to come to the top here, place down a block there with our regular piston on top and a redstone torch on the right side. That is going to power the activator rail here. Okay, then we're going to grab our slabs in the redstone, and behind the detector rail here, we're going to place down a slab with another slab on the top side of the piston there. Then on this top half of the block, we're going to come out 2 blocks, just like that. Then we're going to run our redstone out and up to the piston here. Next, we're going to place down a powered rail with about 7 or 8 regular rails just to get down to the ground here. Then you can place a few more powered rails if you want to, with power underneath them using redstone torches. And then run your rails back to wherever you want to go, or wherever you want your minecart to go anyways. Okay, and once that's all done, what you're going to do is you're going to come up here and you're going to place 2 pieces of glass. Then you're going to bring another one out just like that. And then do the same thing on this side. And just enclose everything off just like you see there. Okay, when you're all done, this is what everything should look like there. Okay, now let's say you want to hook this up to a villager breeder or something like that. All you have to do is make sure your rails kind of run in towards the corner here. Oh, little kitty.
Hey, my little kitty, my fluffy old pal. Yeah, my little kitty. Yeah.
Okay, so all you have to do is make sure that this runs into the corner here. So what we're going to do is place down 3 powered rails. Make sure the bottom of the corner for your capture chamber or whatever, it has a solid block on it, just like that. Then we're going to power these rails just like we always do. Then we're going to dig out 2 or 3 blocks just like that. We're going to place down a dispenser with another powered rail, and then 2 regular rails after that. Next, we're going to place down a solid block with a sticky piston behind it, then another solid block. We're going to place a solid block 1 block up from the ground that is in line with the piston there. Then we're going to come over 3 blocks and place 2 more down. Then you're going to place 2 tripwires on these upper blocks here with your string in the center there. Then you want to come behind the block here, place a redstone torch on the back of it with 3 redstone dust running into that block, and the piston should extend. Now I know on my other video I was putting a repeater here. Oh my goodness. I was putting a repeater here. Now the only reason why you would want to do that is, let's say you make this 3 or longer than 3 blocks, you're going to make it 4 or 5 blocks long. What you can do is delay this piston out for however long that you want to. So once the villager crosses it, it has enough time in order to get by. So let's say this runway, you wanted it to be 5 blocks long, okay? You would just delay this by whatever or however amount anyways using the repeaters. Then once you, as you can see, once you cross the thing, there is a delay and it gives more time for the villagers to get by. Okay, once that's all done, all you want to do is fill this dispenser here with some minecarts and you are set and ready to go. Next, what we're going to do is come to the middle here. We're going to dig these blocks out 5 long and then kick it over 1. Then we're going to place our hoppers all running in a line going towards there. Then you want to dig out this block here. You can place down your sand with your cactus on top. And then you can just continue to run these rails in here. Okay, now all we have to do is power the dispenser there. So what we're going to do is dig out 1 block and just place down another solid block that kind of goes with the theme here. Then we're going to place down a button. Once the button is pressed, as you can see, we dispense a minecart and we are good to go. So what's going to happen next is, let's say this is where you keep your villagers, or you're capturing your villagers from a villager breeder. Okay, so you're going to come in here, you're going to have your water. Okay, you're going to have your villagers in there. So what's going to happen basically is, once we press this button here, it's going to collect a villager from the thing. It's going to let them out because we already have this here. They've picked up the trade. They're going to get pushed down into the thing. Yeah, they take a little bit of damage, but it's really no problem whatsoever. Okay, you can then select whichever trade you want for them. So let's say it is the lectern. Okay, let's say we want the books anyways. So we have some emeralds here. We can buy the bookshelves from him. That will lock the trade in place for us. We can then put whatever in here that we need to. Okay, next what you're going to do is you're going to flip this switch here. We'll get exposed to the zombie, and then we can just continue the process like we did before. Okay, so here's the same setup here as I just did over there. It's a little bit more decorated. I have run a hopper system over to this chest, which goes down and under and into that dispenser there, so that way I have infinite amount, well not infinite amount, but I have a greater amount of minecarts stored away. Okay, here you can see I have my dispenser with my potion of weakness in it, and up top we have everything else set up the same as well. We have a golden apple stash up there, okay, with our signs here to let us know what we need to do. Okay, so all we have to do for the full run through is press the button here. The villager gets collected by the minecart. The villager then heads up. The minecart makes its way around and through and back down into the system. You can then come over here, select whichever trade you want. So let's say we're doing a lectern, so we can try and get mending. The villager will take up that trade. So let's say it's not good enough, so you can just remove the lectern there, place it back down. As you can see, we get a different trade this time. So let's say we do want respiration, so we're going to grab our emeralds and one book here. We're going to buy that book in order to lock in the trade. We can then put it away, put everything else away, collect our XP. We then hit the lever here. He will start to get attacked by the zombie that is behind him. And once he gets hit enough times that he turns into a zombie, all we have to do is flip the lever back down. Okay, we'll grab our golden apples from the chest here. We'll stand back here so we don't take no effect from the potion of weakness. Then we can run up, hit him with an apple, and wait for him to turn back. Okay, and once the villager turns back, as you can see, we have our discounted trades like we talked about before. Then you just press the button here. Villager is picked up and sent off to whatever area you want him to be in. These minecarts here, you do have to collect them, which is why I did set up the hopper system here. So as you can see, the hoppers are just down and under the ground. There's only 3 of them. They run into the dispenser that is under the ground there, and they have a chest on top of it in order to stash some more. Okay, but that is basically it, you guys. That is the villager trading hall build setup. Okay, we have the same thing. This is the one we just put together. It's not as decorated though, but it is essentially the same thing. Okay, if you do have issues, I'll just say this, with the minecart not coming all the way across the detector rail here and actually getting into the powered rail here, what you can do is, I found that if this thing is facing towards a, west and east, so the front of it would be north and south. Okay, if you face this in a north-south direction, standing from the front here, I've never had a problem with the minecarts not sliding by and getting onto this powered rail here. So, as you can see, it works pretty good. Minecarts come up, they go over, catch the rail. Yeah, this guy takes damage, but it doesn't really matter. They're changed pretty effectively. And, yeah, as I said, you can do this over and over again if you want to, and get as many discounted trades as you would like. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, you guys. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll definitely catch you on the next video. Peace.